Hi everyone, welcome to our workshop. So we're going to just wait for everyone to join in and then we will start the session. So welcome to the workshop everyone, welcome to the live workshop. We're going to wait for another 2 to 3 minutes and then start off. Please introduce yourself, mention your health goals in the comments in the live chat, and I will be addressing your health goals and guiding you live in the workshop as well. Okay, so yeah. I'm just going to mention out the topics that we're going to cover today. Right. Um, First topic that we're going to cover is demand supply principle of exercise and natural nutrition. Right. That's going to be a big topic for today. So welcome everyone. Please do mention your health tips, your health goals, as well as any questions you have in the live chat. You can click on the live chat and actually type it in. I'll be able to see all of that and guide you live as well. Okay, so we're just going to wait for another 2 to 3 minutes now, and we will start. So the first topic for today is going to be the demand supply principle of how to lose weight, how to build muscle, how to reverse lifestyle diseases in a natural way. Hi Ruchi. Hi Ruchi. Welcome to the workshop. Hi Sham. Welcome to the workshop. Please mention your health goals as well. Okay. I got a health goal from Anand Aluwalia. Okay. Only better while lying down. Loading pressure in upper abdomen. Okay, that's a great question. I will be addressing that as well, Anand. Yeah. Okay. Sham is asking, how do I lose weight if you stay in a hostel? Okay, that's a good question again. We'll answer that as well. Okay. Everyone, welcome to the workshop. Any questions you have, health goals that you have, ask me live in the workshop. It's going to be a 1 hour workshop where I'm going to answer all your questions. Sure. Sham, 38 waist size need to reduce to 32. Okay. All right. Ashok is asking how to lose weight. Okay. So let's cover this topic on losing weight versus losing inches. Let's make that the second topic for the workshop. And the third topic for the workshop, we will actually make it how to make health and fitness into a lifestyle, which is easy to follow. So that's going to be our third point that we'll discuss. Okay, and we also got a question around, hi Archana, I can see your comment. I can see pet lovers, how to reverse diabetes. I had covered that in the previous workshop, but I will answer that today as well. All right. Okay, so we'll start off with these and then we'll move forward after I answer these questions and finish the first answer as well. So we will start off with how do you lose weight and how do you, what is Sham Kripa's question, right? Waist size 38, how to reduce to 32. And the question of Ashok, which was how to reduce weight. Okay, so see, in the market, if you see, there are so many myths and wrong methods and shortcuts to lose weight. A lot of you may have already experienced this, that if you take a shortcut to lose weight, if you do a crash diet, if you do a diet, any sort of diet, which is not natural, if you have something like cornflakes, peanut butter, whey protein, green tea, black coffee, rusk, and all of these, things like digestive biscuit, which nutritionists will tell you. Nutritionists will say, okay, you know what? Stop having aloo paratha, stop having mangoes, stop having bananas, stop having spices, have bland food. That is why most people are away from this concept of so-called dieting, and they don't like it, which is good, right? We are also not recommending something like a diet, because if you do this short-term diet, there are two very big issues. The first issue is all of the food items recommended in these sort of short-term diets, in these fancy diets, are all packaged processed food items. Look at cornflakes, look at muesli. All of it is packaged processed. It is made in a factory or a laboratory. Digestive biscuit, okay, fine, it has fiber. So what? What are you going to do with that fiber? Right? It also has a lot of chemical preservatives, a lot of added sugar, artificial sweeteners, chemical stabilizers, colors, flavors. And all of this, I'm going to actually link up an article which we have written. All of these chemicals basically lead to a lot of lifestyle diseases. They lead to hyperactivity, indigestion, they lead to a lot of refined carbohydrate intake. Now, your digestive biscuit is going to have maida also, it will have fiber also. So, the fiber is not really going to help you. Plus, a lot of these, fruit juices, etc., they have, even if it is mentioned that it is, pressed in a very specific way where they're not adding any chemicals, etc., even then they are devoid of fiber, and they are devoid of vitamins, minerals, because you are doing a heavy amount of processing on it. If you make a juice at home from a fruit, first of all, we don't suggest juice also. We suggest that, okay, you cut your fruit fresh and then eat. But a lot of these juices from the market, what happens is all of them are having a shelf life of 3 months, 6 months. So can you imagine that? Can you have your own, if you have juice, if you take out juice from a Mosambi, for example, at home, can you have it after 6 months? What is going to be the condition of that? So all of these are relying on new packaging technology or new types of chemical preservatives and additives in order to keep the food fresh. What about biscuits? What about suppose roti? When you make roti, can you have it after 2 days also? In usual conditions, you can't. You would have absolutely fresh. That time only you make the roti and you'll have the roti. But what about cornflakes? 6 months shelf life. Wheat flakes, muesli, 6 months shelf life. So of course there's something wrong here. And what is wrong here is the fact that they are adding a lot of chemical preservatives, added sugar, and the companies basically will make it in such a way that they gain the maximum profit out of the food item. No one is really caring about your health, right? So the way to do it, the first issue of short-term diets, of a crash diet, of a nutritionist, typical nutritionist diet, is that they will give you, digestive biscuit, some cornflakes, have brown bread instead of aloo paratha, and all of them are packaged processed food items which are very, very bad for health. They're all having refined carbohydrates, and all the refined carbohydrates are going to basically spike up your insulin level straight away. Insulin is a hormone which is responsible to take the energy from carbohydrates, whichever carbohydrates, even complex carbohydrates and refined carbohydrates. It takes that energy and puts it into the cell for use by the cell, for usage of energy. Suppose your body has to do some physical activity or internal functions of the body, like heart is beating, blood is pumping, brain is functioning, right? Hands are moving, everything. All of these functionalities, plus if you're walking, you're doing exercise, you're doing physical activity, you're thinking, all of these things take energy. So the insulin hormone is responsible for taking all that energy and giving it to your cells for use. Now, most of the time when people are doing a crash diet, they are also not doing exercise and they are not physically active. So if you are sedentary, there is a big issue. The issue is that you will never be able to use the energy which is coming into the body. And the energy which comes into the body, if you have natural food items, the energy will come in nice and slow and steady. It's like a steady stream. But when you have a refined food item, which is typical of short-term diets, if you have digestive biscuit, or you have cornflakes, or you have wheat flakes, food energy is going to come in spikes. It's going to come very fast because complex carbohydrates are digested slowly by the body, and refined carbohydrates, which are full of which basically all packaged processed food items are digested very, very fast by the body. So all that refined carbohydrates turns into glucose. All that glucose tries to go into the cell because of insulin. Insulin goes up, tries to take the energy into the cell. At a certain point, again and again, your body is taking the energy into the cell, but the energy is not actually getting used. So then what happens is your body starts revolting, and that comes to our next point, which is by pet lovers, which is how to reverse diabetes, right? These 2 points are related to each other: weight loss, which in a correct way, and to reverse diabetes. They are totally related to each other. So first point we have to do is stop having packaged processed food items and stop relying on short-term diets. So the first issue with short-term diets is they are all refined carbohydrates. They have a lot of chemicals. Like I mentioned, the shelf life itself should be a very valid indicator of what is wrong with these diets. And start having natural and traditional food items. Stop worrying about calorie intake. Stop worrying about protein, carbohydrates, fats. That is the second point. Stop worrying about macronutrient ratios. Stop worrying about calorie intake and calorie calculations. If you do that, and if you have packaged processed food items in the name of short-term diet, it's only you're going to lose weight and then you're going to gain the weight back because it's not a sustainable diet. Plus, it is actually not good for health. Overall, for your body, it is not good to have such a diet, to have a short-term diet, which is made of all artificial preservatives, sugar, added sweeteners, colors, flavors. It's never anything good for the body. Plus, it will lead to all these insulin spikes, will lead to gain of fat, even if you're in a calorie deficit. If you're in a calorie deficit, suppose your body requires something like 2000 calories and you are giving 1500 calories, you are eating only 1500 calories, so 500 calories you are in a deficit, but still the body will start, whatever amount 1500 is coming on, it will be more likely to store as fat, and the 500 extra calories which the body requires while you're doing exercise and everything, that will more likely come from muscle mass. It will not actually be sustainable. Why? Firstly, because most people will not do exercise if you're doing a crash diet. Secondly, even if you do exercise, you will not be able to progress the exercise beyond the point because you're not giving enough calories. You're giving only 1500 calories. Thirdly, the 1500 calories are coming from junk food. If the 1500 calories come from junk food, basically you're not getting any usable calories at all. You're not getting enough energy for the cells. Your skin will start going bad, your hair will start going bad, your energy level will start depleting. So all of that is never good for health in the long term. And as soon as you stop doing this short term diet, again the whole weight will come back. So now what is the solution? To lose weight also, and to reverse diabetes also, right? And to reverse any lifestyle disease. The way is not to do calorie counting, and we are going to cover this as the fourth point. Let me mention it. Why no calorie counting or macronutrient counting is required? Okay, I've mentioned that in the live chat as well. That will be our next point. All right. Hindi, I'll be talking this one in English, but Mansi, if you have a question, ask me the question and I'll respond back to you in Hindi as well. Mansi and Zainab. Yeah. All right. So, Nagaraj, you have got a good question of how to increase the weight back to normal weight as well. And Ruchi has a question on that she has a weight of 93 kgs, having PCOD, working as a teacher, don't have time in the morning to do exercise and morning walk. Okay, so that is a good question. I will cover PCOD as well, PCOD as well as diabetes. Let me mention both the things. PCOD, diabetes is going to be, and time to exercise is going to be our next point that we will cover. So now back to our question on, so I'll complete the, the answer on weight loss as well as diabetes, right? So the way to do it in a sustainable way, and I'm going to link it up with why we don't suggest to count calories. The way to do it in a sustainable way is to have natural, traditional food items only, 100%. And the beautiful part is when you have natural and sustainable food items, natural and traditional food items, and you cook them in a natural way, you can make them tasty. You won't feel like you're on a diet also. So we suggest foods like aloo paratha. We suggest foods like mangoes, and we suggested unlimited. We are not suggesting portion control. We are not saying that sit and count calories, sit and count your macronutrients. We are saying have the right food items, but have them 100% of the time. Don't have any cheat meals at all. When you don't have any packaged processed food items, your insulin hormones, your hunger levels, everything will automatically get controlled. There's a hormone, hunger hormone called ghrelin. It does not work correctly if you have packaged processed food items because of all this insulin spike that I was mentioning in the beginning of the workshop today. Because if you start having refined carbohydrates, your hunger level mechanisms don't. So what we have to do is eat 100%, like without cheat meals, natural food items. But your natural food items, people will think that you are doing cheating, because we are saying aloo paratha, we are saying idli, sambar, dosa, vada, spices, ghee, dal, sabji, rajma, mangoes, bananas, jamuns, all of this stuff. Plus, if you're non-veg, we will suggest chicken curry, mutton curry, fish fry, all of the prawns, crab, all kinds of exotic, good non-vegetarian food items within chicken, mutton, fish is what we usually suggest to our clients. And you don't need to make it with the, boiled or doing air frying. All of this is not required. You make it in your kadai, in iron kadai specifically. Don't use aluminium. And steel also, we are a little bit dicey on it because it is a new material ultimately. So the best way to actually cook it is in iron kadai, or use clay. If you are able to cook in that is a little more difficult to cook in that, right? So if anyone is usually cooking in clay, mention it in the live chat. I would like to see how you're able to do it, right? So this is the methodology that we suggest. Eat natural food items, make it at home, make it spicy, make it tasty. Now what will happen is you will get enough calories, and the calories will be high quality calories. Any natural food item will give you high quality calories. Any unnatural food item will give you low quality calories. What about food items like, suppose you're ordering an aloo paratha? I'm saying aloo paratha. But what if you order an aloo paratha and suppose you have it in a marriage, chicken curry in a marriage, biryani in a marriage? Is that good or bad? So, or in a hotel, you're ordering from Zomato. So those are extremely bad. So when I say aloo paratha and chicken biryani, what we are saying is that have it while it is cooked at home, when it is cooked at home, fresh. Because these restaurants are all going to be using refined oil. We never suggest refined oil to our clients or to Fit Galaxy community. Refined oil is nothing but they take poor quality ingredients, increase the temperature to a high temperature, get out much more quantity of oil. The yield is basically much, much higher. And therefore, it's profitable for the companies. But by doing this high heat and taking it out in a factory, the food item basically loses all its nutrition value. All the value of its omega-3s to omega-6 ratio also gets changed. So omega-3 becomes lower and omega-6 becomes higher. The ratio becomes more skewed towards omega-6. So in a traditional diet, omega-3 is to omega-6 used to be 1:3, 1:4, something like that. Just 100 years back, if you see. Now it is 1:10,000, 1:15,000. It is crazy numbers. One of the main reasons is refined oil. All packaged processed food items, your digestive biscuit, your cornflakes, everything is made in refined oil. All your hotel, restaurant, marriage food is going to be made in refined oil, 100% guaranteed. So that refined oil spoils your ratio. Omega-6 causes a lot of inflammation in the body. It causes LDL and it causes cholesterol issues in the body. It causes blood pressure issues. So the first thing we suggest to all clients is, what oil are you cooking in? It should only be cold pressed groundnut oil, mustard oil, coconut oil, or ghee. Recently, our clients have come up to us saying that even sunflower oil is now coming in cold pressed variety. But there is a lot of research which shows that seed oils are not as good. So we would not suggest sunflower oil, even if it is cold pressed, to be on the safe side. But never ever go for refined sunflower, safflower, dalda, none of this stuff, right? What else? There is a canola. That is also completely modern oil. So now one of the main logics we have to understand is that we have to understand why is it that 100 years back, less than 1% of the population was overweight or had diabetes or had PCOD or any lifestyle disease. And why is it that the percentage is now 70% of the population? So there is a lot of talk around, this is genetics are, if your parents have diabetes, you'll have diabetes. Your parents had heart issues, you'll have heart issues. Your parents went bald, you'll go bald. This is basically nothing but excuses. The reality is this 1% number, 70% number. This 1% to 70% will not come genetically. If it is genetic, then you will have 1% of the population having issues 100 years back, and you will have 1% of the population it will be equal, having issues even now. But this increase in diabetes, increase in PCOD, increase in people who are overweight. Now you look in a corporate office. If you go to any corporate office, I myself worked at PwC and Deloitte for 4 years, and you just look around you, you're going to see everybody is overweight or they're not fit. Some issue is there. Either they're going bald, or they have stress. There are a lot of issues, or they have a lifestyle disease. And they are starting in early 30s itself. They are starting, even some people in late 20s, they are starting to go on medications. Medication will never cure you. It's going to only attack the symptoms. It will give you symptomatic relief. If you want a cure, you have to understand why is it you have gone from 1% of the population to 70% of the population. The reason is all of these packaged processed food items. That is first reason. So to answer Ashok's question on reducing weight, to answer the question on diabetes, and to answer the question on PCOD, PCOS, the answer is the same. You have to start eating natural and traditional food items only, which is whatever food items were available 100 years back, and cook it in the same way. There was no microwave 100 years back. We will also not use microwave. There was no steel bartan around 300 years back, because steel is a modern invention, at least industrial steel, and its heavy usage is a modern thing. So we will also not use it, because a lot of current research which shows that whey protein is good for you, it's okay, it doesn't matter, you have this much protein requirement, you have this much calorie requirement. A lot of this current research is also funded by the pharma industry or the food processing industry or supplement manufacturers. So for them, it is beneficial to say that you are vegetarian in India, you can only get 70 grams of protein, but you need 100 grams of protein. Therefore, take the 30 grams from our whey protein. Very convenient for them. So you have to understand that the nature of research is also very skewed. You have to be able to find correct research. Plus, always look at it from an evolutionary point of view, because your genes don't evolve. Genes functionality is almost always the same. Genes take many thousands of years to actually have an evolution. So whatever your genes were responding to 100 years back, if 100 years back if you gave your body packaged processed food items, even that time the body would reject it. It would get overweight, it would have diabetes, it would have PCOD. And even right now, the same thing is happening. That time such food was not available because there was no industrialized food items. There were no markets from where you're going to just order, and food was not being made in a factory. It was all being made at home. Now all food is made at factory. Even food items which are made in a marriage or a hotel are taking refined oil, which is made in a factory. Okay, so that is one of the key components that we need to understand for losing weight, also for reversing lifestyle diseases also. The second key component is actually going to be the first topic that I had marked for today, which is demand supply principle of exercise and natural nutrition. Okay, so now we have understood about nutrition. What do we have to eat? More or less in an overview fashion, right? Any questions you have, please mention it in the comments in the live chat, and I will try to answer. Now, is nutrition enough? Is eating natural food items enough? It is not, because again, coming back to what do your genes want for you to be healthy? Your genes want what you are doing in a natural way, because your genes have adapted to natural to be able to give you like natural actions. Your genes have evolved that suppose you do natural actions which are good for your survival and good for your reproduction, both survival and reproduction. If you do actions which are good for your survival, which is good for your body, your genes will reward you. And genes are not the end all and be all. If you have if you have a predisposition to diabetes or a predisposition to a lifestyle disease, it does not mean you will have the lifestyle disease. It only means that there is a predisposition, there is a chance. How the genes will express themselves always depends on what actions you take. Your environmental factors. Environmental factors don't mean only pollution. Pollution is also an environmental factor. Unfortunately, we have high pollution in places like in North India. Even in places in South India, we have high pollution. We can't do anything about it except for try to maybe if there is, if it is winter season in North India, then move to South India, right? You'll have to figure out such ways. But apart from pollution, The most important environmental factors are what are you eating. Second most important environmental factor is, are you physically active or not? Are you sleeping on time or not? Are you sleeping when our ancestors used to sleep? Are you waking up naturally without an alarm or not? They were not sitting and waking up with an alarm. So, are you getting enough sunlight? Are you outdoors? Are you sitting inside the room? Because that is, sitting inside the room the whole day is an unnatural action. So that's why we suggest exercise is very important. Firstly, because from an evolutionary point of view, also your body is meant to do physical activity. That is how you would survive. You would survive by going out and gathering food, gathering resources. That's how you would survive. And that would all require physical activity. It would require intelligence also. It would require physical activity also. It would not be purely a mental game, purely a mental effort game, which it is right now. Right now, disproportionately more resources you can get if you are doing mental activities. That's why we are all doing online work, right? Or work in front of laptops. But traditionally, our genes have still responded to the same factor, that if you are doing physical work, your genes are going to respond in a way that you will be physically fit and active. You will not have diabetes, you will not have lifestyle diseases. Now, what is the science behind this? The science behind this is calorie intake versus calorie expenditure. Calorie intake, suppose you're taking whatever calories you're taking. Now, if you're not using the calorie is a unit of energy. If you are taking all the energy in and not using the energy, of course, that extra energy is going to go and make you overweight. At a certain point, your body will revolt. It will say, I don't want to be overweight anymore. Some people, it may not make you overweight. It might directly result in PCOD. It might directly result in diabetes. Even underweight people can have that, right? If you're unfit, if you have low energy levels, if your body itself is not feeling good, that is an indication from the body that you are going to have a lifestyle disease. Start correcting the factors, the root cause of it. Start correcting your lifestyle. Lifestyle basically means nutrition, exercise, sleep, sunlight, motivation. Those are the 5 factors that we have distilled lifestyle down into. That's what we suggest at Fit Galaxy. Okay, so now the demand supply principle of exercise is what? You are taking in energy, you have to use energy also, so that the metabolism of the body's metabolism is all the chemical reactions of the body. They have to work correctly, which means if energy is coming in, you have to make sure energy is going out also. Even if energy is coming in from natural food items, natural and traditional food items, if you're having only aloo paratha, mangoes, you're not touching cornflakes, if you're not touching digestive biscuit, if you're not touching sweets from the market, hotel food, marriage food, even then at least there'll be a slight chance that you will not put on too much fat, right? But even then, if you don't exercise at all, your body's hunger level will go down and you will feel like having less. And overall, you may not put on too much fat in this way, but your body will start becoming weaker. So what you need to do is start exercising. Always set a demand for the body. Exercise and physical activity will set a demand for the body that I need this much energy, I need this much energy. My energy expenditure side of the equation has to start working correctly. So that is the most important and critical thing. So now, what is this demand supply principle of exercise? Exercise and physical activity causes the demand in the body for an improvement. So the way we suggest to do exercise is not just do any random exercises. Make an exercise plan. Apart from the exercise plan also, whenever you have to be physically active, try to take opportunities to be physically active. Do walking. It's a very underrated activity. You should do it 2 to 3 times in a day, if possible, right? If your work is permitting it, etc. In a walk, your leg muscles are working, you're getting sunlight. Try to do it in sunlight. Try to do it during the day, before evening time, right? Before it is sunset. You're getting sunlight also. It is very good for your mood. Very good for all internal functions of the body, because overall calories also burn a lot with walking. But this is only one factor, right? The second thing is you have to do is body weight exercises. Now, why do we suggest body weight exercises? Because you can do it anywhere. You don't need to go to a gym and do these exercises. You don't need any equipment, and they can be very, very, very effective. So if you do exercises like plank on hands, push-ups, point-to-point running, wall sit, burpees, squats, squat jumps, reverse lunges, glute bridge. There are 300, 400 exercises which you can actually pick out. There's one fantastic exercise that I haven't done for a while, but it's called decline toe touch. I had read it in a very old, some men's health magazine or something, right? Very old school one. But amazing exercise. And all of these are a lot of fun to do. You can do them, ideally do them in sunlight, and do them first thing in the morning, empty stomach, especially if you want to lose weight and you want to kickstart your metabolism well. And the reason why we suggest to do it empty stomach in the morning is that it is in line with evolutionary principles. Evolutionarily, you would feel hungry in the morning, and that hunger level would drive you to do exercise, to do physical activity and get some food and get some resources, or do your work, whatever work you are doing, making a tool or whatever. So that hunger level should actually give you a nice kick and nice drive. It is okay to go hungry in the morning and let that hunger level drive you, but always do it empty stomach, not that you have to go to the bathroom and you're going and doing physical activity. Get empty stomach, have water, and do your exercise. The second thing we suggest is eat your dinner early, 7:30 p.m. Then give it a complete gap, 2 to 3 hours. Let the food digest and then sleep. Somebody had asked about constipation, piles, all of these things, right? Only better while lying down. There's also additional questions that we have also got about heartburn, acid reflux. We have got that in our workshop registration. So the answer to all of that is, if you eat dinner early, make yourself hungry by 7:30 p.m. right? Don't have too many snacks. We don't suggest this every 2 to 3 hours snacking. It is not natural at all, and it's not good for health. Your digestive body system actually needs a break, and fasting is shown to increase insulin sensitivity for even for people who are diabetic, for general population especially. So it is good to have hunger level periods between your meals. Let your hunger level build up and then have your dinner early. Again, let the food get digested. Sleep early. Sleep by 10:30 p.m. You are in line with the circadian rhythm of the body, which is the body's internal clock. So internal clock basically wants you to get sunlight during the day, and it wants you to sleep soon after sunset. So the minimum usually people can do in India with our lifestyle is around 10:30 p.m., right? But for that, you need to have dinner early. If you have dinner at 9 o'clock, you can't sleep at 10 o'clock. The food will not digest. And if you lie down when the food is not digested, it will lead to acid reflux. And the food nutrition, your body will be working hard to digest the food also. You won't get all the nutrient intake, won't go into your muscles, it won't go into your body. So always go to eat your dinner early, give it a nice gap, then wake up, go to the bathroom, be empty stomach, but get ready and then do your workout. Now in your workout, all the calories which are going to be used, all the energy being used in the workout will come from already digested food. It will not come from food items which you have recently eaten. So it will come mostly from your fat. So the later stages of intermittent fasting is almost like a keto diet. So we don't suggest a keto diet, but we do suggest intermittent fasting, which is basically not, it's a fancy term, but what we are saying is eat dinner early, exercise in the morning, and then eat breakfast by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, ideally. But if you want to eat at 9 o'clock, whatever, whichever time. But do your exercise first and give a nice gap. You will have 14-15 hours of window where food is fully digested. And then when you do exercise, all the energy will come from your stored fat. So now the demand supply principle of exercise. Once we place additional demand on the body, now one is you are placing a demand through walking, like I mentioned. Second is body weight exercises. But it's not just that, and third is sports. Play any kind of sport. You can do free weight exercises also. Free weights is where you move the weights freely. We don't suggest machine exercises. But of course, machine exercise is better than no exercise. But what we would suggest ideally is do walking, body weight exercises, free weight exercises if you're slightly more advanced, and play a sport. You're pretty much taken care of. And the principle of demand supply is that you are placing a demand on the body that I have to be this much physically active. Therefore, I need this much nutrition. So that demand will place the demand of exercise and physical activity that you're placing on your body will lead to hunger level. And that hunger level will lead to you eating, and then if you are eating natural food items according to your hunger level, we are not saying to starve yourself. Listen to your body. Your body is saying, okay, I am this hungry. Don't give it chips and chocolate and Coke, right? Then your hunger level will go even higher. Then you are not listening to the body's exercise hunger level. To listen to the physical activity induced hunger level, don't eat unnatural food items. Just let the hunger level come straight from exercise and from your body's actual requirement, and then give give it the correct nutrition from natural and traditional food items. So natural and traditional food items, automatically you will get enough protein, you'll get enough carbs, you'll get enough fat, you'll get enough calories, and you will get high quality calories, and it will cause improvements in the body. So suppose in let's take the case of badminton. Suppose you're playing 4 matches of badminton. Third match is, you're able to play well, but fourth match you're like, I'm not able to move very fast. I'm not able to take it. But then if you play 2-3 times, four matches, and then you push yourself to play the fifth match also, then you are placing a demand on the body. This is the demand supply principle of exercise nutrition. You're placing an additional demand on the body that my current capability is 3 matches, but I want to play fourth match. I'm trying to play fifth match. I'm pushing my body beyond the current capability. That will give a signal to the body that his aerobic capacity needs to improve. Muscle mass in the leg muscles and the hand muscles need to improve. If you're trying to smash a lot, muscle mass needs to improve, etc. All of these demands will come on the body. The demand will translate into hunger level. Then you eat accordingly, eat natural food items. And that is how your calorie intake will automatically get calculated. Eat 100% natural food items, your hunger level itself will tell you how much to eat. And then eat nice balanced food. There's nothing crazy you need to do. You eat your nice normal roti, dal, sabji, spices, ghee. In fact, there's this incident that I had gone and met, I think visited some hill station long back. And we found, at that time, I was just getting into fitness, probably like 5 years back. I had gone with my friends. And we found this person who was ultra fit. He was not too tall, but he was very, very fit. He was actually serving us food he was one of the waiters in the restaurant where we were eating, like 9 years back. And he was ultra fit. So I asked him, and we asked him that how do you maintain this level of fitness? What do you eat? He said, I just eat roti, dal, sabji. That's it. So I said, that's it. He's like, yeah. And that is actually a clue, right? That is what we are actually trying to do. And this is what I also follow now myself completely. 100% natural and traditional food items. I don't eat any rusk, digestive biscuit, namkeen, dessert, chocolate, ice cream, cookies. I think my brother is actually on the uh, session as well. So he stays in UK, and he had actually got me. I used to like this chocolate called Hershey's Almonds. I don't know how many of you like this, have eaten this. I used to like this around 8-9 years back. So around 3-4 years back, he got this chocolate. He used to come from UK and he used to get this chocolate. It's available in India also. And 3-4 years back when he got it, I didn't eat it at all. It was kept in the fridge. So he's like, how come you changed your preference? So the way I changed it is because I don't eat packaged processed food items at all. And once you stop eating such food items, the chocolate will, as soon as you eat the chocolate little bit, it'll taste so refined, it'll taste so bad that you won't feel like eating it. And it'll taste too sugary because your body gets used to a baseline of sugar intake. So if you're not eating packaged processed food items and you start appreciating the taste of natural, spicy, tasty food items made at home, then you will yourself not want to eat at a hotel or restaurant. You go there, you'll be like, no, I've eaten at home and come. That is my typical response. So this is the level that we want you to get to at, which is very easy to achieve. You have to understand the principles, start eating natural food items, start increasing the demand on the body through exercise, and meet the demand through natural nutrition. That's how it is done. Yeah. So I hope that that portion is clear. I think we have covered one portion of the um, workshop. Let me look at the third point that I had mentioned. Okay, this is now, it leads to the third point, which is how to make health and fitness into a lifestyle which is easy to follow. Let me see any other questions which we have. Clay and iron both. That's great. Nippons, my brother, he uses tandoor, which is good. Preeti is saying it is not possible every time that we eat home or homemade food. Okay, who all have this problem? Mention it in the comments. Okay, sesame oil is fine. It has to be cold pressed, pet lovers. Yeah, rice bran is completely bad. Uh, it is totally a natural thing, unnatural thing. Sorry, it is totally a modern thing. No one used to have this rice bran oil. You just ask your ancestors, ask your grandparents, ask them about their grandparents what they were eating in. Right? Do some research. Rice bran oil is a totally unnatural oil which is giving a lot of profit to the companies, but it's really bad for us. It is totally refined, totally packaged, processed. Avoid it. Okay. Sesame oil is fine. All right. Now, okay, let me look at any other questions. So now we will come to the second, third point. I think that was how to make health and fitness into a lifestyle. Yeah. So somebody had asked a question that you are not able to eat home food all the time. So the answer is you have to set up routines in such a way that it is very easy for you to follow. So stop getting any. Suppose somebody in your family is buying biscuits at home. Just stop those biscuits. You should not have it in front of you. And I'll give you an example of how I started playing the guitar as well. I play guitar from like last 11 years, 11, 12 years, and I learned it myself on YouTube and etc. at a very high level now. And I actually started it along with a friend. And this is relevant to health and fitness. I'll come to it how. So I played every day, 100% of the time, right? I have why do I do it? Because it is kept in front of me all the time. Before I was married, it used to be kept on my bed only, right? And now it is kept downstairs in the lobby. All everywhere that I go, I can see a guitar, right? And it's very convenient for me to pick it up and play. A lot of times, what happens is people buy a guitar, but then they don't play it. They keep it in a shiny case, and that is actually better for the guitar, of course. If you play a lot, it is actually best for the guitar. But if you don't play it, it should actually be kept in a good condition. But instead of keeping, now I think I have 6 guitars at home. So 5 guitars, I keep them outside only, and sixth also I keep it outside, and I play only one guitar. But the 5 guitars, maybe I try to kind of clean it once in a while, but I don't really have time for it. I'm running a company, doing a lot of stuff, right? Doing a lot of office work, doing fitness, etc. So the way I'm able to play it all the time is because it is in front of me. I have sacrificed the fact that the guitar may spoil if it is not kept in inside in a very nice way. I have sacrificed that for the fact that it is in front of me all the time, so I can easily play it all the time. So that is the same principle we need to apply for health and fitness. What we need to do is always in front of you. You should not have bad food items, and good food items you should always have in front of you. If you are hungry, have a nice, spicy, tasty food. Make aloo paratha with pickle. You can make homemade pickle. You make mango achar, nimbu achar. In South India, especially, you have so many different types of achars you can make. You should have set up a routine where you are having your breakfast. You have at least 10-15 options of breakfast which you can easily make. Or if you are having a cook, or if somebody is cooking at home, you should have all the oils, everything set up for you already. You should have a setup where the oil is automatically getting ordered, the correct oil. The correct ghee is automatically getting ordered all the time. Spices are also natural and not the pesticide ones, right? All of that systems you have to set into place so that it becomes super easy for you. You just have to eat. You don't think that you are on a diet. In any case, it's not a diet. We are saying aloo paratha and spices and ghee and all that, right? But but if you have sweets, if somebody is coming and giving you sweet all the time and sweets are kept at home, then you will, and then you don't have anything else which is attractive at home, then you will eat the sweet, you will eat the chocolate. So, and for maybe 1 month, if you have no junk coming in and you have natural food items and you have added in many food items where the taste is very good, you are enjoying eating it, then you're enjoying doing your exercise in the morning. That has also become a routine. First thing in the morning, you wake up, get ready, and then you're doing exercise. If you do all this, then the routine will be in such a way that you will not feel like destroying the routine. You will not feel like destroying the streak, like 10-day streak, 11-day streak now you have had. If it spoils, does not matter. If it spoils one day, does not matter. Again, start the streak. See how many days you can go with 100% natural traditional food items. Most of the time, you'll be able to go, like if you start having 100% natural traditional food items without cheating, no, not even one digestive biscuit in the day, not even one chocolate in the day, not even one cake in the day. If you go outside, meet a friend, then you eat at home and then go, or don't eat at all. It's a natural form of fasting. If you start doing that, in 10 days, it will become a habit. Plus, second thing is, it's not just not eating all that, but you need to set up everything that is tasty at home. Otherwise, you will just starve. Then you will start eating that only. So you need to have a system to make tasty food at home, which is tastier than restaurants. Make kadai chicken at home if you're non-veg. Make chole, puri chana at home. Make idli, dosa, sambar at home. You have to ferment the batter overnight. Make rotis, cook roti yourself. Whenever actually you gundo the atta, not gundo the atta, at least when you roll the atta and you make the roti yourself, you will find it is actually much tastier than when anyone else cooks it. People who cook know this fact, right? So there is some psychological fact which actually makes it even tastier when you cook it yourself. So all of these are the things that you have to do, which is the lifestyle to set up. And then this is on nutrition and exercise. Try to do exercise in the morning, first thing in the morning. If you're not able to do, then do in the evening. If you're playing a sport, go meet your friends in the evening, start playing sports. Find friends who are playing sports which you like, start playing that regularly. 2-3 times a week you can do that. Start doing walking during the day. Start doing exercise, body weight exercises first thing in the morning, or you do it in the evening, whichever time is convenient to you. So this is how you set up a routine. And the third factor of the routine is your routine itself, like timings. Timings are basically, the easiest way to set your timings is by setting the nighttime routine. If you eat dinner early, only then you can sleep early. If you sleep early, you don't need to worry about waking up time. Let the body have its own time, rest, recovery. Sleep in complete darkness, wake up naturally without alarm. That's all is required. Whether you have, I think somebody has mentioned hypothyroid, the good thing is basically your body has only two states. It is either healthy or unhealthy. If you're in an unhealthy state, if you do what pharma industry tells you, for thyroid you will eat this medicine, for PCOD you will eat this medicine, for diabetes you will eat this medicine, for this infection you will do this infection you will do this. What we will say is, no matter you have PCOD, you have thyroid, you have diabetes, you are overweight, you are underweight, you have to do exactly that, exactly the same things, and get yourself to the healthy state. Like, get yourself here. And the way to do it is this lifestyle factors, because your genes are only responding from the natural root cause. The genes are only responding to these natural principles and natural actions. So there is nothing different. One of our people had asked us, why is it that you don't talk specifically about thyroid? Why is it you don't talk specifically about PCOD? Because the answer, the solution is the same. Whatever your lifestyle diseases, usually at Fit Galaxy, within 6 months, whether you have PCOD, thyroid, diabetes, we'll be able to reverse it. You start eating natural food items, you're giving all the nutrients required, no supplements, and start doing exercises, start increasing the challenge level according to your fitness level, start placing more demand on the body, start sleeping on time, getting sunlight, not getting stressed out, staying motivated, and taking the right actions. Automatically you will get to a healthy state. Healthy does not mean fat. In North India now, people are saying healthy means fat. Healthy does not mean fat. Healthy means really healthy, which is fit and healthy, right? You don't have any medications, you don't have any requirement of anything, you have extremely good energy levels. Overall your body is like a force to reckon with. That is what we need to get at, right? Okay. So I think I've covered the third point, which is how to make health and fitness into a lifestyle. I'll cover one more point today. Let me see which point that our fourth point is. Okay, we have, let me answer a few questions before I come to the fourth point. Can protein food like curd and carbohydrate food be consumed together in a single meal? Yeah, there is no issue in that. When you eat, basically, suppose you're eating chawal and chicken, right, for non-veg, or you're eating chana and chawal. Chana is your protein and your chawal is your carbohydrates, more or less. So it is a natural combination which people have been having for ages. What we don't recommend eating together is fruits along with food. Don't have something of a totally different type of food item. Things that you have in lunch, dinner as a combination are fine. Salads with all this is fine. Dal, sabji, non-veg, all of that is fine. But fruits, give it a gap. Give it a 1 hour before and after, whichever, right? Because fruits have a different digestive functionality in the body. They get digested faster. protein gets digested slower. Yeah. Okay. Is dinner supposed to be very light? No, not at all. Not required to be light. We always suggest eat according to your hunger level. The principle which I was mentioning. The exercise is giving you the demand, and then you meet your hunger level. Now, people will say, how will you lose weight if you eat according to hunger level? Don't you have to do calorie restriction? Don't you have to do very light? This is a very typical question. In fact, one of my close friends also did this for a long time, even though I was after her that this is not what we are suggesting, right? And see, our results are extremely good. You guys can actually go and see our Instagram. You can see our Android app has been around from 2017. We have more than 1,500 now testimonials on the Android app, and people lose 10 kgs in 3 months very easily. And they don't do this light soup and salad. They're eating natural traditional food items at dinner. So the way this will actually, I'll also answer this. Let me see. 1 second. Where is my question? I'm just looking at my own. Why? Yeah. So my fourth factor, which I was mentioning, that this leads to our fourth factor, right? Which is, why are we saying not to have this light salad and soup only? Why are we saying don't have calorie counting? Because when you do this natural demand, you're placing the natural demand on the body through exercise, not unnatural demand. If you eat packaged processed food items, it will place unnatural demand on the body for hunger. Your hunger level will be unnatural. But if you have natural hunger level from exercise and physical activity, and you are not eating packaged processed food items at all, you're not eating outside food at all, then the hunger level will be in such a way that, suppose you are overweight, automatically your hunger level will come to a point where you are in a calorie deficit and you will feel full, because your body knows that I have to get to the point where I am now losing weight, I am now losing fat. You have tried to play four matches of badminton, but after 3 matches you were not totally fit. When you tried to push for the fourth match, the body gave a signal to the body that there is too much fat on the body, there is not enough muscle mass on the body, there is not enough aerobic capacity. And the body knows that you are 10 kgs 15 kgs overweight. So to get to that point, it will do whatever improvements are required. So it will give you the hunger level according to the calories required, will actually come to the point where you are actually full, even at a calorie deficit. So this is something that dietitians and nutritionists do in a forcible way by giving you too much protein. If you give a lot of protein, if you give more fat, then the satiety of the body, which is the body's hunger level, will be lower, and automatically you will be okay with lower calories. But the same thing happens if you stop having packaged processed food items. Because if you stop having packaged processed food items, your insulin spikes are not happening. Automatically, you're going to have a nice flat energy intake, and all the energy intake will go towards your calories which is burnt. So you may be burning 2000 calories. At 1800 calorie intake itself, you will feel full with natural food if you are overweight. This is the key, right? So this is why there is no calorie counting required. Macronutrients, you need to be aware at a overall level, like don't eat only fruits and don't do this free fruit diet and fruit fasting and all this, right? All that is not at all good. But what you need to do is basically have natural traditional food items, nice variety, so that all your protein, carb, fat is balanced as well. Balance is the key. Yeah. So yeah, I think that is covering more or less of our session for today. There was one question about PG food. So I studied at BITS Goa for 4 years, and at that time I was not into fitness, right? I was not in health and fitness. So I know the issues with hostel food, right? Hostel food is usually tasteless, and there can be an issue there. But our nutritionists are really good, because they'll be able to recommend you food items which you can make in your hostel itself. Plus, we'll be able to recommend you the best type of food out of everything that's available. It's not an ideal situation, but out of everything that's available, the best food items that you can have. For example, dal, right? Now the issue is that the hostel may be making it in refined oil. So maybe if you are able to catch hold of some cook who is able to do it at a low cost. These days you have people who deliver to you as well, wherever you're staying. So you catch hold of someone who can do that and give them the ingredients to do that, have a monitoring mechanism. So then it will become very easy. Or else you start cooking at home itself, maximum it will take half an hour, 1 hour. People who are staying abroad, usually all of them cook themselves only, and they do it very fast, they're very efficient. So this is what we would suggest. And if you're not able to set up your own cooking mechanism, then out of anything that's available, we'll suggest you the best possible outcomes. Now, what I will also suggest is that go for anyone who is serious about achieving their goals in a time bound manner, whether you want to lose weight, lose fat, build muscle, reverse any lifestyle disease, PCOD, PCOS, thyroid, diabetes, cholesterol, blood pressure issues. 6 months is what we would suggest minimum. 3 months is a good starting plan. And 1 year, you will become totally fit and healthy, right? Because it'll become a routine, it'll become a lifestyle, everything that I mentioned. So what we suggest is we have a Fit Galaxy subscription plan, which we have made precisely for this reason, so that we are able to, one is, of course, see, we give you a lot of free information, which you can start implementing. The second thing is, in the plan, you will get your own nutritionist and fitness coach from Fit Galaxy team who are highly qualified. They have degrees in nutrition and fitness certifications. Plus, usually the uh, training is not, most of the time what I've seen is, even if the nutritionists are very good, they all have these ideas of keto diet, or we'll do low carb, we'll do this salad soup diet, we'll do 1 day fasting, we'll do 1 day only fruit. So apart from whatever they have knowledge of, they have the basics of protein, carb, fat, calorie calculation, all of that. Apart from that, they are heavily trained by me as well, uh, and in following Fit Galaxy's key principles. So basically what they do is they will take you step by step, and they have got amazing results. We have so many of our, I think we have now 20 coaches on our platform, 20-25 coaches on our platform. Nutritionist and fitness coach would get assigned to you, and they would be able to follow with you step by step. Exactly, right? They will make a customized nutrition plan for you, customized exercise plan for you, and they will make a exercise plan, will have all the exercise videos, along with the number of sets, repetitions that you have to do. The nutrition plan will be based on 100% natural Indian food items, which you can eat. So it is a complete plan, right? And it's not they're only making a plan, letting you go. They'll be available to you on WhatsApp with unlimited chat. They will also be guiding you on phone calls every week, right? You get 4 phone calls every month, 2 by the nutritionist, 2 by the fitness coach. And the plan also changes according to the season, according to your preferences. The exercise plan especially will change, because we want to keep increasing the challenge level. If you do the same challenge level, your weight will get stuck. You need to give more incentive to the body to lose fat. You need to increase metabolism further. It's not enough to do just some machine exercises, just some yoga, and think it's enough. In our plan, we also have yoga sessions live every day in the morning and evening. Morning 8 a.m. and evening 6 p.m. So the yoga teacher will actually see you and make sure that you're doing the exercise correctly, and she will teach you as well. These are group sessions, but they are very, very interactive. So you have 3 things: you have a nutritionist, fitness coach, as well as yoga teacher, and all of it is, the plan price right now is only 5,500. So it's less than 1,000 rupees per month. The 12 months plan price is 7,999, but the plan prices may rise soon. So I would definitely suggest go for the 6-month plan. I'm going to drop a link in the description below. You will also be in touch with me for any questions that you have in the session. And I am also going to be taking these workshops twice a week. Usually I've been taking. Last week I had done only once. So attend the workshops, get all your questions answered, and learn all the principles, start applying, and you're definitely going to get great results. For the subscription plan, go to fitgalaxy.in. I'm dropping the link in the description in the live chat. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for attending the session. It was good answering all your questions. Yeah. Bye. Bye.